What's going on, fellas? Jimothy Spyder, as always, joined by my partner, LeRoy Cannonball. We got a 3-point contest out here in Atlanta. Go ahead and let the folks at home know exactly how we got to this point.
First drive of the game, Carolina opting to take a 59-yard field goal instead of punt on 4th and 20. Zane Gonzalez, nothing but field goal net. Nice kick, coach. Atlanta trying to answer back, got a 3rd and 7 here. And it's Elijah DeBoe's headphones on a deep in route. Some pretty bad open field tackling. Can he get in? Gonna get stopped at the 4. Falcons running back Elijah Mitchell gets in one play later on a 4-yard run.
Following a nice kick return, now 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Jesus Colin rifling it up into double coverage. Nasir Adderley getting this one down at the 2, but saving points because Carolina was in field goal range, big guy.
Speaking of field goals, Atlanta gets a field goal off that turnover. And how about another ball for the young man, Nasir Adderley? He must have the Adderall hookup, Spyder, because he is locked in, he's laser focused. 2 picks, and it hasn't even been 2 quarters.
Pistol Pete Ward and the Falcons take over. Trying to fit this ball into Waller, and it's Jeremy the Crimson Chin. Always love seeing Jeremy on the broadcast. Great play, and Carolina needed it.
Carolina still down 7, 3rd and inches, looking like they're going to run for it. Psych! It's an RPO. Christian Captain Kirk. It's a foot race to the end zone. Poole coming in at the last second trying to make a play. Look at the spin move. Christian Kirk making defenders look silly out here again, Spyder.
Very next play, and it's the first highlight of the day for Julian Washington, an untouched 8-yard run, bringing the game to even. First play out of the 2-minute warning. No pressure to speak of, but doesn't stop him from making a horrendous read to Brian Beckford, the man who sealed the game out in Detroit back in Week 8, making another big play in primetime.
Big play here, 3rd and goal from the 8. Poop Jesus taking the snap, trying to scramble forward and getting sacked. Man, I tell you what, he was more poop than Jesus on that play. That's all I'm going to say.
Carolina forced to take a field goal now coming out of halftime. Atlanta driving. How about this play? Pete Mental Ward getting out of the pocket and throwing a laser beam to DeMichael Harris. And just a quick brain exercise, if DeMichael Harris had a baby boy, would he be called DeMichael Harris' son?
Spyder, the real mental exercise is just having to spend any time with you at all. Very next play, 1st and goal from the 8. And Pistol Pete hitting an easy seam route to Waller, giving Atlanta a 4-point lead.
Falcons on their next drive, just under 4 to play in the 3rd quarter. Here's a ball for Book of Eli Mitchell. Nice cut back inside. Got some good vision here. A hurdle.
Boom! Jeremy the Crimson Chin. He's already got a pick. Now he's forcing the fumble. Single-handedly taking this game over on defense. And I find it ironic that you were saying Book of Eli Mitchell had great vision on that play. Wasn't he blind in that movie?
I know you've heard of Mano e Mano, but what about Mitchell e Mitchell? That's right, both teams have running backs named Mitchell. Pretty strange coincidence, but here's one for Silas Mitchell trying to get to the outside, diving for air. Another dive for air, and not a bad tote. 28 yards for the 2nd-year player.
Now 2nd and goals. Carolina trying to get this game back in their favor. Looking like they're going to hand off again to Mitchell. Nope, it's that RPO, Spyder, to Christian Kirk.
Oh, they are so good at that little bubble screen RPO game. This is a staple of their game plan, and it's usually executed at a very high level. Carolina taking the lead late in the 3rd quarter. Pistol Pete getting flushed out of the pocket, throwing it up off the run, and what a perfect ball to Darren Waller on the sidelines.
Not only does he get that ball off, but it's on target. Unbelievable what Pistol Pete just did. He showed he's got the gun to go along with the nickname. But the bad thing about gunslingers is they can't turn it off. Trying to get a one-on-one ball out here to Pettis, but Jimmy, my funny Valentine, coming up with the pick.
Jimmy Valentine says, no, I am not getting mossed on broadcast. In fact, I'm going to be the one doing the mossing. And that brings us to where we are right now. As said before, that 3-point contest. Starting the 4th quarter, Carolina with the ball.
Carolina coming in at a very impressive 10-0, and Atlanta having a pretty darn good season as well, 6-3. This is a very tough division, Spyder, and this game could very well change the tide of both team seasons.
Jesus Colin finding his safety blanket, Christian Kirk. Such a dynamic player, and I don't blame the young man for feeding him as much as possible. Now 3rd and inches. They're gonna throw for it. Nice user, coach. Read it all the way. This is Eddie Jackson. Missed an opportunity having his number as 4. He could have been Eddie Jackson 5, but still a great play. Let's go back and look at it.
Yeah, you see, this is a great read by coach. There's nobody over the top. He knows he has to take this route, and it's actually the right read from Poop Jesus. It's just the wrong throw. If you lob this up, this is a touchdown. This is more of a bullet pass. It's just not the right angle. Obviously, Eddie Jackson making a big play and putting some momentum back on the side of Atlanta, getting the home crowd back in it.
Always got to give shout-outs to good defensive users. It's such a hard game to play, and this is a hard man to stop. Again, Book of Eli ripped off that run earlier, fumbled at the end after taking a shot from Jeremy the Crimson Chin, but he has had a good day today, getting 5 a pop.
Spyder being the ultimate jinx as always. They get stuffed on first down, bringing them now to 2nd and 10 from the 11. Pistol Pete, clean pocket, quick throw, Bobby Okereke. Oh, he dropped one. This would have been a very tough play to make. You see he's spinning, his body's twisting. Bobby Okereke gonna be pretty upset that he dropped that one in the red zone.
It still brings them to a tough 3rd and 10, and gotta think if they don't get a chunk here, they're gonna have to kick the field goal to tie. There's pressure on Pistol Pete, but look how quick he is. 3 surrounding him, and Reddick is finally gonna get him on the sack. Incredible that he even got away to begin with. Looked like the play was dead. Now Tommy Townsend out for a 44-yarder to tie this game up in Hotlanta. Got it.
Carolina got the ball back, opted to run it twice. Now find themselves 3rd and 6. Leaning on Poop Jesus here. That halfback out route is so overpowered, and a nice spin move too. Silas Mitchell picking up 21.
And you're 100% on the money with that, big guy. We've seen in every broadcast teams running that halfback out route. It is so tough to stop. And you see the stat line, Poop Jesus playing like major doo-doo today. But his team is still somehow in it, mostly thanks to his defense.
Got a read option, gonna give it to Washington. A lot of bodies down there, ended up getting 8. Didn't really look like there was much there, and there hasn't been much there for him today. 13 rushes, 31 yards. So it's been a night to forget in Atlanta for Washington.
2nd and 2, going back to him, and that's pretty much been the story. Another stuff of JW. 3rd and 1, and you just feel like Carolina has to pass here with how well Atlanta has played the run today. It is going to be a pass, a quick one out to Christian Kirk. There was some miscommunication, and Kirk going in for a 45-yard score.
Christian Kirk has kept them in this game. 5 catches, 112 yards, his 2nd touchdown. The man is built for broadcast football, and he's showing it again today.
Pretty low scoring one, at least by the NEFL standards. Only 27-20. Been some defense in this one, Cannonball.
Yeah, this is more my kind of game. Actually, to be honest, I'm more of a 13-7 type of guy. Those are that grinded out game. But you know, in this day and age, this is considered a grinded out game. Pistol Pete, 1st and 10 from the 25. Taking a shot here, 1-on-1, got DeBose down there, nothing happening. Clean defense. Pistol Pete Ward has played very similar to Poop Jesus, the 1 touchdown to 3 picks. And now running directly into a sack, Brian Burns.
Excellent.
I don't blame the young man. There was a hole there, but as soon as he tried to run through it, it closed immediately. Great play by Brian Burns. Falcons very tough, 3rd and 13. Already stuck 7 points. And the snap, of course, Falcons throwing. The seam route here. Oh, a flag. Gonna be on Okereke, the man who dropped the interception earlier. Will, of course, be declined because the play was worth more. That is a clutch conversion out of Atlanta and crew.
Another phantom pick for Okereke. It looked like he was on it, had the angle. Don't really know what happened. Now Atlanta on first. Another ball for Mitchell, refusing to give up on this run game, and it's a good choice. Picking up the quick 11. It is so hard to continue with the run deep into the 4th quarter, Spyder, when it hasn't worked. Got to give Coach Random Redbox some credit for continuing to pound it.
Little screen. Not going to get much. Defended pretty well. And that's going to be followed by a timeout out of Carolina. You bringing up coach from Atlanta, Random Redbox, reminds me that we haven't said either of the coaches' names today to this point. Of course, Detroit. We saw him first in Week 8, winning that thriller against Detroit.
2nd and 5, another ball for Mitchell, shooting the gap pretty well. It didn't get him, but stopped him enough to allow another player to make the play. And that will bring us to 2-minute warning, Spyder.
Now we got a little downtime as the coaches strategize and try to put their best foot forward for the last 2 minutes of this football game. Gotta tell you, Cannonball, being out here in Atlanta reminds me of the girl I dated back in the day. She was from Atlanta, and I know it's called Hotlanta, but I'll tell you what, this girl was anything but that.
Well, I thought this went without saying, but apparently not. You're no prize yourself, Spyder. I think you're the reason that phrase was originated, a face for radio. Unfortunately, you don't even have a voice for radio either. 3rd and 3. Quick read to Darren Waller, running just a little out route to the sticks. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the kids call a smart route, Spyder.
Carolina gives up another 3rd down conversion. They've had a couple chances on this drive, big guy, and they're running out of real estate. Gonna have to get something together defensively, but we might be heading to overtime. Now here on first, continuing to give it to Mitchell and continuing to get wrecked by this Panthers front 7. Just getting one, the clock running. And he's got Ricky Seals-Jones on a corner route. Touchdown, Cannonball!
You kind of felt it. You said it earlier, Spyder. Carolina, you kind of had your chances to try to stop Atlanta. And by NFL standards, that is butt naked out there. He's wide open. If you got a step, you are wide open. Good ball from Pistol Pete. Way to keep your head up. You've made a ton of mistakes in this game, just like Poop Jesus. And look, Spyder, they're going for 2. They're going for the dub at home. Big balls call. I love it.
This is your play of the game, folks. Pistol Pete, the snap. Immediate pressure. That's Derek Brown chasing him down. What a play. Who was the turnstile that let 3rd down Derek Brown in? Pinning his ears back on the 2-point conversion. This play never had a chance.
That is what I live for, Spyder. You got a defensive lineman coming through, making a game-changing play. I tell you what, it makes me want to suit up, honestly. Seeing plays like that, maybe I still got a little bit left in the tank.
Carolina not out of the woods yet. Atlanta has all of their timeouts, but again, that bubble screen to Kirk, breaking a tackle. Man is so shifty and irreplaceable, really. Haven't seen many better wideouts this season than Christian Kirk. And Atlanta taking their first timeout. Now a run with Washington. There's a flag. If this is on the Panthers, this could be huge. It is. It's going to be holding on Walter Weaver. That will stop the clock. Falcons will decline, keep it 2nd and 8. But that's basically a free timeout, big guy.
And these officials in the NEFL last couple weeks have been throwing flags at very important junctures. I'm not a fan of it. You let them play all game, and now you're starting to throw yellow stuff.
Now Jesus calling a straight drop back. Got a man, a missed ball. I'm sorry, I normally don't call you this, but Poop Jesus. That seals the game. He misses him. There's nobody in his face.
And that's why his name is so perfect. He's like a 2-sided coin.
Coins only ever have 2 sides.
But you know what I mean. Sometimes you get Christ himself, and other times you get a big stinky dookie.
At a shotgun, looking, got that HB out route, and there was some foreshadowing earlier in this game. We've been over it. That HB out route is killer. It's enough to send Carolina home with the dub, continuing their undefeated streak. Atlanta losing a heartbreaker at home. Great game out of both coaches. And just before we end, you saying you want to suit up again is absolutely ridiculous. Listening to you sit in a chair, sounds like popcorn on the stove. There's so many crinks and crackles. You would get worked out there to the absolute max, Cannonball.
All right, I guess I deserve that. I took some shots at you. I gotta expect you're gonna fire back. But what about these Carolina Panthers playing another sweater out here in Atlanta? Both teams probably have a lot of plays they'd like to have back. But as always, the one that made the least amount of errors is going home the victor. Get us out of here, Spyder.
Thank you so much for watching. It's so great having you with us. I've been Jimothy Spyder. He's LeRoy Cannonball. In association with the NEFL. This concludes our Week 11 broadcast. We'll see you next time.
We out.